Hello everyone. Myself, I'm Aravind Harinaran, and today I'm here to present my project for the GRIP program by the Sparks Foundation. So let's move on to the project. So here I have chosen the topic for exploratory data analysis of the global terrorism data. So first I would like to begin with the characteristics of the database. The database contains over 180,000 terrorist attacks. It's currently the most comprehensive unclassified database on terrorist attacks in the world and includes information on more than 88,000 bombings, 19,000 assassinations, 11,000 kidnappings since 1970, and the dataset ranges during the period from 1970 to 2017. So we know that after 2017 also lots of terrorist attack has happened in India as well. So right now, the dataset focuses mainly on the duration from 1970 to 2017, and includes at least 45 variables for each case, with more recent incidents, including information on more than 120 variables, more than 40 lakh news articles, and 25,000 news sources, etc. So the project goals include cleaning the data, perform exploratory data analysis, analyzing the data, and what all security issues and insights which can be derived. And I have explained them using pictorial representations, the pie diagrams, etc. And also I would like to find out the hotspots as well as the safe countries here. So let's move on to how I did the project. So beginning with, I'm importing every essential library such as pandas, matplot library, cborn, numpy, etc. So I have imported every library, and now I am defining a variable called data frame and reading the CSV file, which is the dataset which I have downloaded from the Sparks Foundation link. And now I'm just checking the head part of the dataset. And right now I am going to rename a few variables here. So once I run this command, the variables, I mean some of the columns are renamed. So using the rename function of pandas. So I have assigned the df values to a data variable here. So as you can see, I have rearranged that as well. And now I'm checking the info properties of data frame which I have imported. Now I'm going to the final part of the data cleaning process. I'm adding a new column as well, which is add column damage by adding n kill and n wounds, which is the sum of wounded people as well as the people who have been killed during the terrorist attack. So I have defined a new column as well. So as you can see, now I'm going ahead with the data analysis of global terrorism dataset. So as you can see, first I'm going ahead with number of terrorist attack versus number of dead injured people from during the period 1970 to 2017. So so I'm defining people damage list here. As you can see, it's a general Python code. And now I'm using the graph properties here to set the variable, set y label, set x label, and the color, the properties, the graph properties, etc. Rotation, start, then the color, etc. And now I'm defining okay. Now I'm setting the y label, x label, etc. Then the float value also, as you can see. Then I am setting the legend as well, and plt.show. I'm using the matplot library. Okay, so I'm using the matplot library to show that to show the graph as well. So as you can see, the number of terrorist attack versus number of dead injured people from 1970 to 2017 is shown here. The graph also displays that the number of terrorist attacks have been increasing during the year, with a peak at year 2015. As you can see here, 2015 has a maximum peak in this graph, and it starts to decline from 2015 to 2017, which is relaxing for us to know. So what I have done here is a pictorial or a graphical representation, bar chart representation on how to compare the number of terrorist attack versus the number of dead or injured people here. So you can have a check at my hosted GitHub link to go through the code if you want. So now I'm moving to the next part, the analysis of the weapon types and the damage. So I have filtered, I defined a variable weapon type filtered, and have applied, and I'm going through various types of weapons here, such as explosive, firearms, unknown, incendiary, etc. So I'm adding to the list as well, and then I'm having a label as well, weapon sizes. So to JN web type person. So as you can see, it's general Python code itself. You can go through that as well. And now I am defining the graph. Okay, it's a pie chart actually. So I am going ahead to the chart as well. A fig dot show represents a graph. Okay. So explosives are the most frequently used. It's almost 51% as you can see. Explosive followed by firearms, then unknown, then incendiary, etc. Okay. So this is what the weapon types analysis shows from the data set. So as you can see, so many data sets, so much Python code is there which you can go through that and have an understanding. Now I'm defining a new table, table 1, about weapon types and the number of dead or injured people. And I have defined that table 1 as well, and table 1 weapon count. You can go through this Python code, it's general only. So I'm just skipping through that. And then I'm weapon type and damages as well. And each weapon type and the damage that each weapon incurred is also shown here. So I have shown another graph, defined another graph as well to show the weapon type as well as the damage that each weapon type has incurred. Okay. And explosive and firearms are the two most popular choices of the terrorist attacks. However, the damage cost per are less than vehicle, chemical, and biological weapons, as you can see. Now I'm going to the next part. So I'm going to find the top hotspot regions of the top 10 countries with the highest number of dead or injured people from this data set. So country damage, data year greater than 1999, country damage, the two columns, country and damage, and group by of that country. So, and now I'm painting this bar chart using a color variable, which is as shown here, and color part, okay. And then I'm defining the graph using matplot, and plt.show displays the graph, okay. So I'm defining the title as SNS, the palette I'm using, etc. And the number of dead or injured people, the countries are shown here: Iraq with the most affected, Afghanistan, Pakistan, etc. Then I'm defining a function, country nationality, to check which all countries are being affected, so that when you insert a particular year to that country, that bar graph would be displayed by this function. So this is how I'm calling this function, country nationality of for the year 2017. So this is what is displayed for the year 2017. So now I'm displaying it for 2016. Okay, so I just need to run this entire. So country nationality is a function which defines the damage of a country for a particular year. So as you can see, for the year 2016, it is shown like this. So Pakistan, Iraq is still the most affected country. For maybe we can look at 2002, and Israel followed by India is the most affected. And the nationalities include Iraq and Afghanistan. So 2002, India had faced so many terrorist attacks as well from this data set, of the current data set. So I know we have certain limitations with the data set as well, but it provides a general exploratory data analysis on how terrorist attack works and which are the hotspot regions, as well as what type of weapon and what type of attacking methodologies are used by the terrorists for each terrorist attack as well. So I would like to thank the Sparks Foundation for giving me this opportunity to analyze and explore this terrorism dataset as well. So I would like to thank everyone. Thank you.